Hi guys, 7 a.m. I'm getting ready for breakfast and all that. I thought I might shoot it, whatever. Still haven't finished cleaning up, whatever. I woke up at 5 this morning and I want to wake up early so that, I could leave earlier and then have more time later on, but then I wake up at 5 and then I wake up and I'm like, and I push the buttons on my alarm clock to wake up at 6, whatever. And I wake up and I'm like, so let's sit clean. Let's be making a simple and good breakfast. I found some new ingredients that are pretty good. We're going to start with an omelette, then some bread. Wait a minute. I want to talk about something, by the way. I think it's an important thing to reflect on is exploitation. What it means to be exploited, what it means when someone is being exploited, right? And I think a good way to look at it is exploitation occurs when someone provides something to someone else. Say that thing could be merchandise or work or anything that has a certain value, whatever, sex, anything that someone would provide another person in exchange for something, okay? And that because of an unequal relationship between the two, the value of what is given by that person is significantly lower than the value of what that person receives in return. And I think that is probably the best definition of exploitation, because one part of this relationship needs what the other is giving more, and so is willing to give more in exchange for it. And so there's a big difference between the value of what is given and what is received. And I think the best example is, well, as far as I know of, because of the stories that I've heard, was in Europe following the Second World War, especially well, I know about Italy. The situation was extremely painful there for a lot of people, and people were giving things that they never thought they would give in exchange for sometimes just a little bit of food or that sort of thing. And take some eggs, and that is exploitation, because the people who want food, they need the food much more than the person who gives them food needs whatever is given to them. Sometimes things that have a tremendous value, family jewels, whatever. And so that's a form of exploitation, because you have someone who gives something in exchange for things that are worth much less. And in every human relationship, no matter what is business or romantic or any kind of relationship, you will always have one side that it will be in a position of strength compared to the other. And the more you need the other side of the relationship and what they can give to you, the more you will be in a position of weakness, the more you will be in a position in which you will give more than you take. And God damn it, this is... And an example of that you could see recently, there was the story about Madonna, who's like 100 years old, and her boyfriend is like 20 or something, and it was pretty ridiculous reading what was going on between the two. But that's an example that's pretty clear. I mean, she doesn't want him as much as he wants her, so he's in a position of weakness. And a free market of trade between people, meaning that two people in a give and take relationship with no intermediary, no family member getting in the way, or no government setting regulations, whatever, doesn't always mean that the trade, even if it's free, will be of equal value. And in labor, it's even more pronounced. Let's put this on medium so that I don't get an explosion or whatever. Anyway, say you've got the worse the economy is, the more pronounced this is. By the way, say you've got a situation where you've got a bad economy and people are struggling to find jobs, especially, well, guys like doctors or whatever are usually not really affected by this. The more specialized you are, the less trouble you have. But the people who are not really specialized, have a high school education, and who have maybe some college, but will probably have to do manual work, they are struggling to find jobs. They're looking everywhere, and sometimes finally they find a place that has an offering, that place that offers a job. So they go for the interview, and you have this one side of the relationship that really needs a job, that really wants a job. You've got to feed his family. He really needs that job. And the other side of a relationship that, well, they need workers. That's why they have an opening. But if it's not this one, it's another one. And so they have all these applications, and it will be easy for them to just say, well, we're going to pick the worker who we feel is the most capable, will give us the most, and at the same time, in a sort of a plus-minus calculation, who will take the less away from us. The worker who is the least likely to join a union, if there is one, the worker who is asking for the less in benefits. Well, probably most of them will be asking for pretty much nothing, but there's this calculation that is made. What can we get from him, and what will we expect to give him? And so what happens is that if you have a situation where invariably the work that the worker, the employee will do, will be worth more than what he will get for it, because he's in a position of weakness. Just like any other human relationship in which you are in a position of weakness, you will give more than you receive. And so the lesson to get from that is not to place yourself in a situation of weakness. It's supposed to get hot, and I don't know if I can, no, I'm not going to touch that. But there are hints, sometimes little tiny bubbles, whatever. And what happens when you've got, in politics you often talk about trade unions. That's always one of the big things between political parties in many countries, what they do with trade unions. And say you've got a business that has no union, okay, the workers are not unionized. What happens is that there's a negotiation one by one. Each worker will be negotiated individually, and that is a good deal for people who are specialized. Someone who's a consultant who has a PhD and 20 years of experience. He doesn't want a union, because if he negotiates by himself, he's going to get more. But so there are a lot of workers, the majority, who don't have the ability to negotiate like that. So what happens is that by negotiating one by one, they're going to have less.